Lesson 82. More about
sein.
All right, Lisa, I think you are trying to confuse me here. You're telling me that sein just means so many different things.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry about that. Here, you're introduced to sein as the possessive adjective for the neuter noun or the neuter pronoun. So it could be used, for example, for das Mädchen.
Which could be a little confusing because so far we've told them that sein can mean his, but then if you have a girl and something belongs to her, you could say it's sein, which in English would translate into her. So you have also a translation issue, right?
Right, there is a translation issue. For us, it's das Mädchen. So if something belongs to das Mädchen because it's neuter, we want to put sein. You see this in the example at the bottom of the page. Das Mädchen hat sein Geld.
And as we've said over and over here, Lisa, you have to look at the context to understand what these similar words are saying. When you have one word in German that can mean two different things, you have to know what the context is. But here, with this sentence, das Mädchen hat sein Geld, we don't really have enough context to fully know what sein means here, right?
Right. It could be referring back to a boy, and the girl just has the money of a boy. She has his money. It could be.
And since Mädchen is neuter, sein can refer back to a neuter noun. It could be her money, because the word Mädchen is grammatically neuter, even though the idea of a girl is feminine. So there is some ambiguity here. And instead of giving our readers quick, easy answers, I want to show the readers what the ambiguity is so they can wrestle with it a little bit, so they can feel the ambiguity and feel the sense of having to think a minute to figure out what's being said. And I think that's going to benefit them a lot as students. If they can understand the ambiguity, that's going to help them grasp the language a bit more.
Definitely. Also, I think with all the ein words, I'm not sure if we mentioned this before, but what is a little tricky about the ein words is that you have to basically look at two nouns, really. You have to look at the noun that it's referring back to and match it to that one. And you also have to match it to the noun that's following the ein word.
So Lisa, you bring up a good point here. You're saying that in this example sentence here, das Mädchen hat sein Geld, you are saying that the word sein has to look in two directions to get its characteristics. It has to agree in one respect with the word Geld, but it has to agree in another respect with the word Mädchen. Based on my understanding of German grammar, it needs to agree with Geld as far as case and number. In other words, Geld is singular, so sein needs to be singular. Geld is accusative, so sein needs to be accusative.
And also, Geld is neuter. It's das Geld. So we won't add an I at the end for the feminine. It's not seine. Or here, because it's accusative, if it was masculine, we would have to add en. We don't want to do that either. It's just the neuter form of sein.
So Lisa, the word sein as an adjective is going to get its case, number, and gender from the word Geld. It's going to be accusative because Geld is accusative. It's going to be singular because Geld is singular.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be neuter because Geld is neuter.
Right.
But we pick which word to use out of our choices of his, hers, its. That decision comes by looking at the antecedent.
Exactly.
So we could have chosen ihr, right?
Yes.
We could have chosen sein. Of course, sein would also be masculine. So the choice of ihr or sein, that comes from looking at the antecedent.
Yes.
Which apparently is Mädchen, although it could be some other word that we don't know of. We don't have that much context, really. If this example were longer and had more sentences leading up to it, we might have more context to know exactly who Sein is referring back to. But the point here, ladies and gentlemen, that we're wanting you to understand is that the word Sein here has to look in two directions for its identity as a word and the characteristics that it holds.